Politics ought to be a part-time profession of every citizen who want to protect the rights and privileges of men. Hi, viewers. My name is Nancy Okafo, bringing you news from the Apex Chamber. Here with me today is distinguished Senator Neda.
All right. Thank you for having me in your program today. Again, my name is Senator Neda Imasuen, and I represent the good people of Edo South Senatorial District of Edo State, and I'm the Chairman Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petition.
All right, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
We'd like to look at your then the 10th Senate under the leadership of distinguished Senator Akpabio. What's your view about it? You're also coming from the minority group, the opposition. So how has it been?
Well, so far so good. The journey so far so good, I would say. The leadership of His Excellency Senator Akpabio, Godswill Abbott Akpabio, of this 10th Senate, I would say has been a good one. We just completed the first year of our tenure, of a 4-year tenure, and so far so good for somebody who came into the saddle first time as Senate President. So he's done so well. First of all, he's done so well in bringing sort of unity amongst the senators and be able to lead the Senate from where we started to where we are now. And we're hoping that there will be a lot of improvements because there's always room for improvement. So I'm satisfied with his leadership and so far so good, like I said before.
Okay, the opposition party, how has it been treating, the minority group?
Well, you know what they say that the minority always have their say, but the majority always have their way. So it's not different in this 10th Senate. We've not been able to get what we really want to achieve because we are not in the majority. It's always the matter of numbers, and our number pale compared to the majority, especially myself, who is here under the platform of the Labour Party. We were 8 at the initial stage. We are now 7 senators representing the Labour Party. And so you can understand that, yes, we do make our voices heard, but we cannot bulldoze our way through in most of the cases. But we also use our influence individually amongst our brother senators and sister senators to see how we can get some of our issues, which is the people's issue, addressed.
All right. Talking about the people now, we want to look at your constituency and want to ask to know if there are projects you have handled within the past 1 year. We know we are still waiting for the appropriations,
Budget.
the budget, and then the procurement and the rest. So, what has it been for you? How has it been for you achieving some of the plans you've set out? You set out before coming to the Senate.
Well, that aspect of it has not been as good as I would love it to be. The reason being that you can understand that we worked overnight to pass the budget in December of 2023. And with the new budget cycle, which is January to December, we actually worked over time to achieve that. But unfortunately, the procurement process is a very slow one. We are now in the month of July. Procurement is still going on. And so you can understand that if these projects are not funded by July, then you have to predict that a majority of these projects will not be completed by December. And so that is sort of a setback in what we have set out to do, because most of our projects that will impact on the people are in that budget, and we can only look forward to it when it is implemented. And so far, I'm not happy, and most of my colleagues, I speak on behalf of most of my colleagues, because they also express their own frustration over that matter. But be that as it may, we've been able to do a few things, and I'll speak for myself in my constituency. For instance, during the dry season, there was so much demands for grading of roads, especially in the hinterlands. And so I rose to the occasion to do that as much as I could before the rain set in again. And so we have put that on hold. We have also been able um, to provide solar lights for most of these constituencies. In Oredo, for instance, even that is still ongoing. I mean, we've done a lot, but a lot more is still being done in that case. I've also tried to give scholarships to those in my constituencies. For instance, I'm in collaboration with Global Polytechnic, um, which is which is which is an institution in Edo State. We'll be able to attract over 400 students in that school.
Okay.
And so, in that regard, we're trying to help with the education sector and to give opportunity to those who are not able to help themselves, who otherwise want to go to school.
Okay.
Um, we've also I've also tried to think outside the box in a way. Right now, we are working to train. I believe in. I don't. This palliative thing is not what I really believe in, even though it's necessary. But they say, "Teach me how to fish," and I'll go to the river myself to catch my
Yeah, I won't be
fish.
asking for fish all
And
the time.
so that is what rules me. And so right now, I'm almost at the end of selecting 10 fashion designers who I'm actually bringing to Abuja
Okay.
to teach them to be trained in the art of fashion designing, and at the end of it, to mobilize them for them to have their own machines to start their businesses. The thinking behind that is that if he's able to do that for himself, maybe he too can employ one or two other persons, and so we'll be able to help ourselves in this regard.
Yes.
Um, and I've responded to so many other challenges of individuals and the rest. And community development, like I said, I've tried to give out palliatives like rice. We just donated rice um, to people, the markets, to the IDP camps, to churches and mosques, just to alleviate the sufferings of our people who are challenged daily to put foods on their table. So but I'm trying to respond to that as well. This 1 year thing, they always talk about 1 year scorecard and the rest. I don't know. It's something that I find very interesting because the year didn't start with January and end with December. But be that as it may, we're doing the best we can. And I just believe that by the time our projects are captured in the budget, it's now being implemented. Yes, a lot of impact will be seen from us.
All right. Thank you very much. It's quite a lot going on. Okay. Are there other challenges? In the 10th Senate. I'm not talking about the minority and just challenges in putting out your views and motions and
I just understand that we are 109 senators. And so there's always this, I wouldn't want to call it competition, but there's always this desire to pass a bill or a motion and so on and so forth. Um, Especially these trying times. Like I said, there are a whole lot of things going out there that people agitate about. Recently, we're trying to face the challenges of infrastructure such as electricity, and so the Senate has been trying to think out which way to go to be able to alleviate that. University of Benin, for instance, in my constituency, shut down because of lack of electricity, and they are protesting over that. And there are so many federal institutions such as what do you call it, teaching hospitals all over the place that are fighting to pay electricity bill. Some have electricity bill of over 100 million in a month. Some 200 million in a month. It's astronomical. And they are not even allowed to charge as a private hospital would charge. And so as they grapple with their social responsibility of providing healthcare, we still believe that the federal government can do a lot more to at least pick up that bill from them, which is electricity bill, which is making their operations very difficult. So these are challenges that we face, but we are hoping that we'll be able to find a solution to this. But what other solution do the parliament have other than the power to appropriate? It's not just enough for us to appropriate, but we hope that when that is done, or as it's been done, that the executive is actually following up and trying to do what they ought to do.
okay, just the last one now. Insecurity has really affected, a lot, down to it has affected food production. Lives of a lot of people have been put in jeopardy. Okay, are there things you're doing for your constituents, in not just security, but the food aspect?
Well, again, that's what I just said. Like you rightly posited, insecurity is everything. Farmers are not able to go to farm. My constituency, I have 7 local governments, and they are all large, huge local governments. In fact, my constituency is more than half of the state. And so part of it is also rural. And so the agrarian and farming communities. The report we have is that many are not able to go to farms because of insecurity, kidnapping, rape, and sometimes destruction of their farmlands by cattle and the rest. And so the government must find a solution to all of this. What can a senator really do? We are not executives. I don't control the police. I don't control the army. I can only be heard to speak against it. And we're hoping that when we do, that the executive that is saddled with this responsibility of providing security for lives and properties as enshrined in our constitution will do what it's supposed to do.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we've come to the end of today's program. Please follow us, comment, and like. See you next time. Bye.